Yo, what's good, guys? It's your girls with NRI Passports. I'm Shiv.
And I'm Drish.
And here's this week's dose of lighthearted. Maybe not.
Actually, this is not lighthearted. This is not for the lighthearted.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, unfiltered and unapologetic takes on conspiracy theories.
Biggest one right now. You're not watching this episode.
Ooh, damn. Yeah, so today we're going to be talking about some of the conspiracy theories that we've heard, some of the conspiracy theories that we've read about, things like
some
that.
Some of the conspiracy theories that
we may believe that are true.
We believe are true. But sit back. Actually, don't sit back. You might want to lean in and get some close information. And hope you guys enjoy this episode. You're gonna need chai and you're gonna need some crackers and get the whole spread out.
Let's get into it. This is Desi Off Duty, the podcast.
Also, we don't want to disrespect any culture or community. This is all just our own research and good fun, and we're not trying to attack anybody, so please don't get your panties in a bunch.
We understand some things can be a little sensitive in this episode. Just these are things that we've read, and we're just we're not experts or anything, just
we're sharing,
just talking shit. Okay, so what is your take on conspiracy theories? Are you a conspiracy theorist, or are you
the thing about me is I feel like when I say conspiracy theorist, it sounds like I'm like someone who actually goes out of her way to, you know, look at information and like really like get into it, all of it. I don't, but when I'm usually told something like for example, when things like, oh, the earth is flat and stuff like that, I always feel like there has to be some truth to this, you know. Are you someone like that, like there's no smoke without fire?
See, for me, I am a big, I like to watch conspiracy theories a lot, because like if you're on YouTube, you'll know everybody is talking about conspiracy theories.
And everybody has their own
you know, conspiracy theories, and it's a scary world, because once you get into it and you start reading about things, it's just nonstop information on information and videos and everything like that. So I think it's very easy to get sucked into this kind of mindset
where you think everything has a
and there are people who live their lives out like that as well.
I have a friend like that. Do you know what funny thing is? He's a Scorpio as well.
Oh really?
He's a massive conspiracy theorist, and I know he's gonna be watching this and he knows I'm talking. He lives his life like as in like the government hate us and stuff like that. But I don't. Some things are flat out like especially now more than ever, given what's happening in the world, conspiracy theories have taken another level of jump another jump entirely. So now I'm at a point where I'm like, what's true, what's not true, and stuff like that. But before I think
before we jump into conspiracy theories, for people who don't know what conspiracy theories are
believed to be true, but there's actually more to the picture, and there's actually or it's like a very popular belief, so popular that's almost become a rule of thumb. But then people find out that actually it's kind of like, basically in general, it's like, you know, when you saw something was true and psych, that's what it is.
It's also like questioning your thought process. The whole thing is like questioning what you've been taught to know. You know, it's more of like, why have you told me this information? Why are we learning this in school? Why are we not learning this in school? Why are we taught it this way? So it's like a very like mindfuck kind of scenario. And it's also a lot to do with government and bigger allies and stuff like that. So I think we'll talk about the conspiracy theories that we've heard about. And there are also some Indian conspiracies that I've heard from a YouTuber called Fling. This is a guy who does like insane conspiracy theory videos. He does a lot of like cool content. If you want, check him out. Like if you love conspiracy theories and like scary things like that, he does a lot of cool content. So these are some things that I picked up from his video. One of the things that I heard that was his conspiracy theory was that Bollywood movies are a way for black money to be turned into white money.
That explains why there's so many shit ones.
So yeah, that's basically the whole gist of it. So what they say is that the reason why there are really bad Bollywood movies is that when a producer knows his movie is going to flop, or he knows that this is not going to be a movie that's going to work out, you'll find someone who wants to convert their black money to white money, and they'll invest into it. But then don't they have
to spend that money though? Like, let's say it is black money, right? I see what you're saying. So it's like they spent it on that movie, so then they can show to people that, look, they can show the government tax people and stuff like that. I've spent this money.
Yeah. And it also wipes out the black. It turns into white, so you get the profit back, right?
Oh.
And that money is, yeah.
It's
a little tricky.
I think there is a lot of truth to this actually, because it explains why. Because if you think about it, like producing a film is very expensive.
Yeah.
First of all. So and also some films have to. You don't even have to be a film genius to know that some films are ridiculously bad, like the way it's shot. You can just tell, right? Some of the movies shot, the actors that they've used or whatever.
Yeah.
That I believe this, I'm a believer of
and
this.
There's a lot of like, obviously there's been even the movie Om Shanti Om, basically.
Yeah.
When they showed that the person who's producing it was that guy called Mukesh.
Yeah.
In the movie, they're like hinting towards it being Mukesh Ambani.
No way.
Yeah, it's like people who are in power, who have a lot of money, are the ones who fund all these Bollywood movies, and that's like a whole conspiracy like ring around it, where it's like obviously that whole drugs thing.
But and the thing is that Reliance Entertainment is it's gone. Did you know this? By the way, Reliance Entertainment is one of the producers for La La Land. Did you know this?
No, I didn't. That's crazy.
Yeah, it has to be La La Land, or it has to be it is. It's La La Land. It has to be Moonlight or La La Land. But it's mad.
That's crazy.
It's maddening. Reliance Entertainment. I was shook when I saw this. Yeah. I was like, that's why I'm this Mukesh thing is whoa.
Yeah.
I would believe that maybe they're not like, it's not like I don't think they're doing like that whole Bill Gates and that whole vaccine. It's not like that kind of, but I do think like you are the biggest family in India. You have so much money and think about it, they're like, they have Geo Reliance, all that Wi-Fi, all that stuff. You can't tell me that they have you can't tell me that they just do business and then just go home.
But that leads into like the next theory that we have about India, is where the Ambani family controls everything. They control, and they like you just mentioned, all the things that they have under their control. The city's under their control. Yeah. Right?
Because the Wi-Fi, Geo,
everything. So they're like,
even Neeta Mari does own a cricket team, so a lot of people say that IPL is like run by
So a lot of theories is and that's like they always, the thing about conspiracy theories is they always believe that they're a secret group of people who are controlling things in the world. So they are the ones making the big moves. Like suppose like the COVID, like the pandemic right now, they're the ones who pushed the button and said, release the virus now. That's what they think. Like these things that are happening to us are strategically done by this secret group of people. And those secret group are called the Illuminati. Right. Like those are the group of people.
Do you believe that there's Illuminati?
Dude, I don't know. Like I've read so many things and so much stuff about it, where they've been like, there's like this place called Bohemian Grove where there's like all the rich people go there and they do like sacrifices and stuff, and they're like video clips of them doing like these ceremonial things and stuff there. And then I don't know, like I don't know what's true and what's not.
I do think like the uber rich, like I'm talking about like the Jeff Bezos rich, like where you're making like trillions of dollars. Yeah. I don't believe that they are genuinely people that are just getting trillions of dollars in their bank account and they are just sitting there and not, because I do believe that, but like when I feel like once you get like Ambani level where you're making like billions of dollars, money does not impress you anymore. You know what I mean? Like giving them another $1 billion is not going to make a difference. At that point, I do believe that they're looking for world domination. Think about it, right? Because okay, I'm the richest guy on earth. Now what? Like how many cars are you going to buy? How much are you going to? So I do think that at some point they're like, bro, better yet, let me just control this part of the world. Like, because think about it, like I'm not alluding to any billionaire or whatever, but I'm just saying, think about it, like what is a short way of knowing that you're always going to be rich? Like if you just control that one thing, like if I know the whole world's Wi-Fi or like the world's network is under my supervision, then that's why I do believe that there is a group of Illuminati. I just don't think that, I just think it's, I do believe, like, like how they say like billionaires club. I do believe that. I do believe that all these billionaires are like, yo, we have trillions of dollars. Let's do some. Yeah. I don't believe that, because I'm like, at some point I'm like, what are you you think you really? I don't believe that they're just gonna be sitting there and thinking like, oh, made another trillion. Yeah. Lovely day for me.
3, 2, 1, go. Yeah. So what I was saying. Oh yeah. So billionaires, like I feel like they don't meet. I don't think that they meet. I think
you know what? I think when one of them needs like, yo, like I'm planning to do this shit.
Should I do it or not?
Should I do it or not? Yeah. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I think when you have that much money, there's really, like, think about it. Like some people, like, because think about Jeff, I think Jeff Bezos and stuff, like he has he has more money than some countries do. So at that point, you're also like, you basically can buy out a whole country. Yeah, that's mad.
It's insane. Like when you when you dive deep into these conspiracy theories, like it's actually so crazy.
But do you think that there is, like, for example, like, in history, like all that stuff that's happened, like, famous assassinations, all this and all these people that get killed off. Do you think that for centuries there has always been planned? Like there's always been that a group of people out there has always been these people that are setting things in motion. And it's just now, maybe because of COVID or whatever, people are like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, it could be. It honestly could be where it's like you get passed down these things. You don't know what's happening behind those closed doors, right? What they're talking about, what they're doing. We're just getting
fed information, right?
Like, literally. So I don't know. Like in that sense, I do believe they have a lot of power. And that is very obvious. And that's something that's not hidden. But what they're doing with that power and how much they have control over our lives, that's getting a little bit like, now we're figuring out like things with Facebook, all that thing about our data privacy and stuff like that.
This is why I don't trust this metaverse thing, because I'm like, you guys just had a privacy issue and now you're in. But if you also think about it, like there's so much of our information that is available. Think about it, like I just clocked this. Placing an order online is a lot more serious than you think. You've literally just given a website, like a business, your address, your bank account information, which they might not have access to, but they have information to every, like, the fact that you can just see how people's browsing behavior and stuff like that it's nuts. So I do believe that yes, it's not as simple as the government is like completely blindsided to. I don't know if this is a conspiracy theories, but I do think that the government buys data from.
Of course, companies buy data as well. You can literally go to a data company and be like, and data is money. Like if you are able to collect that kind of data and automate it, then you are making bank on bank, because people live for that. Like through the behavioral of the customers, customer behavior is something that people are studying, and they're speaking of other conspiracy theories, Indian conspiracy theories. One that was very wild to me, which I also was very confused about, was when Sri Devi had passed away. Oh. Like, rest in peace. We don't want to make conversation about someone's death because it is a tragic event, but this is something that had been spoken about, like any, public figure that had been.
It was a while back, right?
I think it was like 2-3 years ago where she passed away. So Sri Devi had basically gone for a wedding. In Dubai, I think, and it was found out that she was found dead in her bathtub by drowning. The night of the Sangeet or something like that. So they'd head up, and she was the cause of her death was ruled as accidental drowning in her bathtub. So there was a lot about that where people were like, I'm pretty sure she was older woman, like, who knows how to swim.
Or it's the oddness of it. You know what I mean? Like, first of all, she's it's just there's not many deaths in general that have this sort of nature. I mean, again, like, it's a tragic incident, like, however it did happen. I just think, like, it's just, I also think what I heard at the time was that she had a heart condition, or like because of a heart condition it propelled her to then obviously have an unfortunate.
A lot of people were also saying about the fact that she maybe was like intoxicated or using drugs or something like that, and that's why.
That I think is a bit far-fetched.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because it was a wedding. I don't know what it was, but like her husband had like flown in to like surprise her or something like that, and he wasn't in town, or there was some weird dodgy stuff going on with him as well, where people were like, what's going on? Yeah, so her death was basically a whole ploy to get like life insurance. And then the way that it was explained kind of made sense when I watched it in the video. It was very like they were bringing out points about a lot of things that didn't make sense in her death, but I'm not sure. Like, I don't know.
I just think it was just the suddenness of it. Like, surely if like, like some people, like, first of all, she's like a film star, right? So they are like on top of their health. She has been like a film star for years. So they are on top of their health. They are like, you know what I mean? Like, if there was anything known about them, like if there was, it just, the whole suddenness of it just doesn't add up. And at a wedding, like, well, like, it's just the timing of it. It is a time where the whole family would have been together. Like, so I don't know. And like, it's just a bit eerie, the whole, the whole situation.
I felt the same, but I'm like, you never know what these, it's just a conspiracy. It's like a theory that people have. Yeah,
it is a theory, to be fair.
I think some of the most, okay, so I think that those are the Desi ones that we have. They're not actually many Desi conspiracy theories. I think it's kind of like a untapped market. Do you have any?
Okay, I don't have.
What do you feel?
I don't have a Desi one, but honestly, on the topic of death, I think the one that I've always believed is like the Princess Diana one.
Oh yeah.
Like how I don't believe for a second that she just got killed by a drunk driver. I just think with everything that went on in her life, I was like, I don't. When it's just no, there's no way that you're gonna look me in the face and tell me that this was just a drunk driving accident. Yeah. And also and then also it was just and what I find so wild again is how the whole accident happened in a tunnel. Yeah. That means you can't see how the crash happened, what happened. And I'm like, when you just look at it, I'm like, could y'all have made this more bait?
Even sketch, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, it's just so bait, the whole thing.
There's another theory that I heard, which was funny, and it was like that Honey Singh is satanic. And that I don't think is a theory.
Really be bringing the devil energy.
They were like, he's doing like that devil like eye thing, and then like the triangle and stuff, and it was so funny.
I genuinely just think he's trying to make bank. I don't think he'd be trying to do all that.
I think he had a song where he like dressed up as Lucifer or something, and then people were just like, okay, he's a devil.
Dude, also I don't know.
He is the devil to the music industry, but that's another topic. But you can watch that on our music episode.
Shout out. No, I swear I feel like this. Okay, you know what? I also want to understand why this whole Nelson Mandela thing, like that's the biggest one as well. Can you imagine like a whole group, like almost 80% of the world believed that he passed a certain time? I thought that was a bit.
So funny. If y'all not familiar with that theory, basically what happened with the like there's a section of conspiracy theories called the Mandela Effect, and that's what happened is, as you said, a group of people thought that Nelson Mandela had passed away, but in fact he was just in jail. Like he never actually passed away. There were a lot of people who thought that he died. Oh. And then they heard about it and they were like, oh wait, he's not dead.
Because I didn't know that the time that people thought he was dead was because he was in jail. I didn't know that.
He was just like MIA for a very long time.
That's what people thought.
So he was dead. And then everyone was like, yeah, he's dead, right? And then it was like, no, he's still alive.
I should know this. I went to South Africa. I actually visited the...
So basically, with that came the Mandela Effect, where people remember things a certain way, but they are a different way, which is like something that we've all thought about. Is like, suppose, the Kit Kat candy, right? The way that it's written. Yeah. Kit Kat, like how you think of it, has a dash in the middle. Yeah. Like all our lives, we've been thinking that. Yeah. But then you find out that there's no dash in the middle of Kit Kat. And then another thing is the Monopoly man. The guy who like...
monocle guy.
Yeah. What did you say?
Monocle.
He doesn't have one. Yeah.
No, he does.
The Monopoly guy does not have that. Everybody has thought that he has it, but he doesn't have it.
Hold on. I feel like the GIF right now, like the triangles. I always remembered him, like the monocle guy.
Exactly. Like, and that's like something that's been so... You thought about it in your childhood and everything, and it's...
I swear, I feel like there's a couple of things I remember. Like,
I think one of the biggest ones was also Sex in the City.
Yeah.
It's apparently Sex and the City, not Sex in the City.
Yeah, I always thought it was Sex and the City.
Yeah.
Sex in the City would have sounded a bit wild. No, but oh my God, I feel like there's one that's on top of my head that I just was like, I just learned. So it was a Disney thing.
So the mirror on the wall.
Yeah. So how do you say? It's mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all, right?
Yeah. And actually, what she says is magic mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all. It's not mirror on the wall.
What? See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like,
so the whole time, and even the one from Star Wars where it's like, Luke, I'm your father.
Yeah.
Shit, I forgot what was the... Luke. It's something else. It's like, Luke, I'm your father. Like, everybody is just like...
oh my God. Yeah. No way.
So it's not...
that's such a famous one as well. Do you think... Okay, this is like a really massive one. It's not like a conspiracy theory, but it makes more sense to me to think that the world is flat.
So you're a flat earther then?
I'm a flat earther. I don't know why, but...
Dude, I watch documentaries about flat
But does it not make sense to you? Like, have you noticed everything on this planet is flat?
Dude, you need to watch these flat earther people, because the way that they describe it, you're like, okay, you made sense for a bit, but then you're like, no, this doesn't make any sense, because they will not believe anything from NASA. Like nothing. Like even if NASA tomorrow goes up and takes a selfie with the freaking Earth being round, they'd be like, that's Photoshop.
But also, I don't believe the moon landing happened. I don't believe about that. I do not believe for a split second.
Oh my god.
Moon landing. I don't believe in the moon landing.
They were like, have you seen the video where they dissected where there were like props on the ground? So like there's a rock on the ground that had like prop A or something written on it in the photo. You can see it. People have seen it. It said A on the rock or something, and they were like, oh, that's how you label props. And then they were also saying that like the flag was like moving, but there's no air. And then they also said that they could see like wire lines like from the astronauts and stuff where they're just like bouncing up and down and things like that. And they also could see a reflection of a camera and a crew in one of the pictures.
I don't even think, you know what, I'm even willing to go as so far as to say I don't even think anyone has been to space. I don't think this is a thing. Like that moon landing to America, I think it's fake. But I don't think anyone has ever gone to space. I think you have gone to like a gravitational, like maybe that orbit zone, like a little bit far from Earth that maybe no one has. But you've not been to the moon. Space. Have you ever looked?
No one else has gone, right? Like after the Americans, no one went.
I think the Chinese and the Russian have, and Indian people have gone to Mars. Like
but has it been because I've always heard this where it's like, okay, so you could do it, then why can't you do it again? Like there's literally things where it says like, okay, so you did it once, now why can't you do it again? Why has no one been able to go there again? Because clearly, like if you can do something once, you have the technology.
But also,
to do it again.
if you like. This is why I believe in this conspiracy theory so much. If you look at the data, the distance from Earth to the moon, like does that even like physically, like no matter how much money gets injected into this, it is so far-fetched to say that a human, like first of all, to go into space, like they have a whole different temperature zone there. Like, they make all these astronaut suits and stuff like that. You're really telling me that humans wore that heavy ass astronaut suit, walked on the moon, put a flag there, came all the way back? Like I think it's just that I feel people don't want to. I think people want to believe in this because they want to think that mankind is capable of so much. Like, look at us, like we could do this.
But it's also like the whole conspiracy theory arises from the fact that they were all in competition, right, to get to the moon first. So they were all trying at that time to get to the moon first, and the Americans were like, you know what? Let's just be the first ones to do it, and they staged the whole thing. That's what they were saying, and they were like, Americans beat the whole world to reaching the moon first. That's why people say it's a conspiracy theory, because they were like, y'all just rushed it to be the first people there, so you staged the whole thing.
Here's what annoys me about the whole situation is it's just like I want to know the truth,
right? I know.
It's pissing me off that I don't know. That's the same thing about that Area 51 thing. What is the truth to this? Like, I
definitely believe, like, every country, I'm pretty sure India has I think every country has a base where they do crazy shit in terms of like alien stuff, in terms of all that. Like,
do you think there's aliens though?
I think there is extraterrestrial
I do
life.
Believe that as
well.
Like,
of course, the world's like, the universe is huge. Like, there has to be extraterrestrial life.
I think, and I do think aliens.
I don't think they're trying to freaking come and kill us and stuff, but they could because maybe they want to take over our world. Who knows? They could actually want to.
I genuinely think
because what if their world doesn't have anything? What if they see our world and it's developed and they want?
I think, do you know what I believe? I strongly believe this, and this isn't like because of anything religious, but I strongly believe that, and all the galaxies and all the universe, I think humans are like the weakest. So I think aliens can come and visit us. I do think that outer species can visit us. But I don't think we can do the same. I don't believe that we can do the same.
Could be.
It just doesn't make, because on Earth also, if you look at it like compared to like Jupiter, Mars, from based of what we know and what the information has been given by NASA. It's just like those planets, I'm like, their geographical like things sound so much more better than Earth. Like the fact that gravity and all that stuff sounds so much better on all those planets than it sounds on Earth. So I don't know.
I know. That's the thing about conspiracy theories, is that you'll never know. It's just a theory that you'll never know. There are also some conspiracy theories that came true, right? Like the virus that happened. There are people who predicted the virus happening.
The pandemic?
Yeah, the pandemic. They said there's going to be a pandemic that eradicates like the world, and they also said that the China was going to put shit out into the, I don't know. But
people said it's gonna erase.
There are people, astrologers and stuff, who predicted that there's gonna be a pandemic that's gonna happen.
You know what's mad? There's a video on YouTube with Bill Gates predicting this. And I'm not gonna get into too much of that because I don't want my Microsoft subscription to go. But
it's crazy.
There's a lot of there's a famous lady, like there's this blind lady, right? That you can predict these world events. And Apparently, every year something that happens, she predicted this.
Oh my god.
Speaking of conspiracy theories, Simpsons, right?
Yeah.
Is it true, or
Dude, do people just make it up? Crazy. Like, Simpsons is insane. If you go and watch a video,
there's episodes where
there are episodes that if they predicted Donald Trump being the president, they predicted the pandemic, they predicted random things like lakes getting polluted, they natural disasters, everything. They predicted so many different things, and it is insane. What was the other thing that they predicted? Like killer bees, when there were like those hornets flying around that were killer. So many things. And if you watch it, like, I don't know what these creators are on, but that's another theory where like Simpsons episodes
because I keep seeing memes where they're like Simpsons predicted.
Dude, the Simpsons movie was crazy. There was basically like a virus or something that was happening outside, and they basically put a globe around their area. Oh, I remember. That's pretty much like us getting quarantine bubbles. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit of a mad one. Yeah. I keep seeing Simpson ones, and I'm like.
And then there's also like shows. Like, have you seen The Truman Show, the movie? No. It's so good. It's so good. It's basically about this. Like, it's the theory on everything's a simulation. Like, that's the theory.
Oh my god, yes. Okay, dude, please explain this to me, because I keep hearing this and I don't understand what people mean by that.
When we say life is a simulation, it, like, if you watch The Truman, that's where I think it came out from, where there was a guy who was living in a world, like he was born into like this world that was created for him. So it's a reality show, and we as people are watching him. He doesn't know that. So there's a world made for him. So like, suppose you're my friend, but I don't know that you're actually my friend. Are you just like told to say this because there are cameras everywhere and you can watch it? And he just carries on with his life. He wakes up in the morning at 9, makes his coffee, goes and talks to the barista. The barista says, "Hi, what do you want?" Blah blah blah. And you know, everyone has their set, like, you know, dialogues and stuff. They add things into his life. They add tsunamis and stuff to make it far-fetched. Dude, and then like in the end he starts to figure out, he's like, what the hell? Like, why am I never allowed to go there? Or like, why is my wife doing this to me? Or like, why are there so many splits and turns and different themes in my life? And he starts to figure out like, what the hell's going on? Like, where am I? And then he's just like, why you keep saying the same thing to me?
What do you mean the same thing though?
Like, he's just like, do you not know anything else? Like, he goes to the characters and he's just like, hello. Like, what else? Tell me something else. Like, have you been out of town? Like, can I go out of town? I want to go on holiday. I want to go on a holiday now. I don't want to live here anymore. And they're like, oh, all the flights are booked. Sorry, you can't go anywhere. Blah, blah, blah. They keep, like, preventing him from going out of that, like, town that they built for him. And when he gets older, he's like, what the hell? Like, I want to go travel the world. And the agencies are like, nah, sorry.
Yeah, so no.
Yeah.
I think that movie, it's a movie plot. There's no way.
Dude, and then also there's a plot about like Free Guy. So I just watched Free Guy, and oh my god, like, that movie is it was insane. It was just about like, it's about how we can go into video games, like, you know, the VR worlds and stuff. And then they obviously have those like NPC characters who are like computer characters. You know, those people who come and like serve you coffee if you go to a store and get it.
Yeah.
So what this show was about was basically the NPC characters realize that he's in a game. And the AI gets so advanced that they start understanding what's going on. They start having emotions. They start feeling things. So the NPC character suddenly is just like, wait, like, why do we doing the same thing every single day? Similar like Truman Show. So what this life is a simulation is just basically like, we are all living in a world that like there's someone who is controlling our life in terms of like, suppose they want to have a little fun today, so they'll add a little inconvenience in your life, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, who's playing the game right now?
Oh, it's like I see in that sense.
Yeah, so it's like, the game's getting boring now. Let's add a pandemic now to it, you know? Or like, this person's having too much of a fun time. Let's add this onto their life. So that's when you say life is a simulation, because you think that someone else is like playing the game.
It's just the magnitude of that situation would have to be so.
Yeah.
Can you think about it, like, I see where you're coming
from. Dude, I'm not even joking. We saw glitch. Like, me and Jay, literally, dude, we were driving one time. I'm not even, we have video. I'll show you the video later. Maybe I'll put it up on the episode. There's a video that we saw.
All right, put it
dude,
in the episode,
yeah. Dude, there's this guy. So basically, you know, on Teslas, like, you can have the camera, right? So the dashboard. This guy was frozen in person and on the camera. He just wasn't moving. And we were like, what the hell? Like, is this guy okay? He was frozen. He did not move. And we're like, why is he frozen? And he's frozen in action.
It could just be like a health condition.
No, he was just like this.
Let me build from that. Do you believe in deja vu?
Yeah.
How many? I've lost count.
Yeah.
I swear it was just the other day that I had a deja vu. this is why sometimes I do think our version of reality has to be something. It cannot be right. How many have you dreamt something and it's like, and it's happened, and not like, okay, well, oh my god, I dreamt that I would. No, genuine, like something really random, like I'd put the phone that way, and then you put it. I swear to God, this has happened to me so many times. So for me, like, I don't know, I do believe that life simulation.
There's like so much like simulation, metaverses, all that stuff. It's like it's crazy. But we can do a part 2, I guess, on conspiracy theories. So we gonna do part 2 and drop us some ideas. Let us know if there are any ones that you figure out or like you want us to talk about, and we will talk about it in conspiracy theories part 2. We'll see you next time.
Right.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
Comment. See ya, Dillies.